Ain't that nice how everyone just has their own way of swooping over? Just fucking stab Anakin and thanks for him doing that. Anyway, yeah, doing the rest of Theed Palace here. It's pretty long. It's one of the longer levels in the game, if I remember, or at least in the first half of this game, in like the first LEGO Star Wars game with the first 3 movies. Because I remember... Oh, fuck, I'm yawning, sorry. I'm very tired. And yeah, speeding this up, a lot of speeding up and editing in this video because this level is long and I just wanted to get to the end of episode 1 in this video since it's the end of the week and I didn't really want to spend 4 videos on it. Excuse me. And there's just a lot of, like, random bullshit to spend time digging around and getting in this level. And I didn't want the video to be 38 minutes long, so you're gonna have to deal with a lot of fading, to, you know, cross-fading, getting cross-faded, and speed up, so... Apologies if you're weird and have a problem with that for whatever reason. I forgot to mention in the last video during the sequence, it was one of those things, about 14 times per video I have a thing where I'm in the middle of saying something and then I notice something on screen where I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to say something about that, and I like keep it in the back pocket of my brain to say later, and then I completely fucking forget about it. And that's what happened last time during the whole droid battle sequence, which is only like 30 seconds in this game, but is like 40 seconds in the movie. But the dream for me as a kid, because I was talking about how I really liked Legos, and I especially enjoyed the LEGO Star Wars sets, and this game is a pretty big part of why. So for me, the dream as a kid was to buy all of those things and recreate moments from the movies, or rather from this game, honestly, because I still hadn't even seen the movies at this point, with actual Legos. Whether or not I already talked about having wanted, and still kind of wanting, to make a stop-motion brick film, as they're known, a stop-motion Lego animated film. But whether or not I would do that, I just, I really liked the idea of taking sort of iconic scenes from Star Wars and getting all of the... Because, like, the major parts and major characters all had sets and minifigures for them, and I think you could just buy a bunch of droid things, because you would need a lot of them. Something I would definitely do if I had the time and, like, a crew and the, like, resources and ability and talent and a lot of other things that I don't have, but I would do if given the opportunity somehow. But it would be very hard because you would need a lot of old sets and minifigures that I don't know if you can readily get anymore, but one thing I would love to do is try to make feature-length stop-motion animated LEGO versions of at least one of the Star Wars movies. I think probably the prequels would be the easiest ones to make, just because of the sets all being there, but I don't actually know. But that would be really, really cool. Again, it would be very hard. You would need a lot of sets, and a lot of them would be pretty old and not, like, new anymore. And obviously, it would... why am I yawning so much? It would take a fuckload of time and effort. But That would be pretty cool. That would be like an all-time dream thing, to do. That would be... I will have accomplished everything I'm on this earth for if I could make that happen. Some guy did that with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows a while back, like a long time ago, before the movie came out, or movies, I should say. It was shortly after the book came out, and this guy made a, like, pretty moment-to-moment claymation adaptation of Deathly Hallows, and put it on YouTube, and I think it was like 3.5 hours long. It was, or maybe even longer than that, and it was pretty impressive. And I'm not like a big Harry Potter head. Certainly was never into it as much as I was Star Wars. He did all the voices and crafted this thing just from the book. Like, it wasn't what I'm talking about, which would just be like a shot-for-shot closest to shot-for-shot you can get with Legos for the Star Wars movies. This was just like fully, self-made claymation clay characters, own voices, own dialogue, obviously lifted from the book, but it was really impressive. And I can't find it now. I looked for it a few months ago, and I did not find it, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I just don't know who, like, what the guy's name is. But that's pretty cool. If I were a cool guy, I would do stuff like that. And, yeah, there's a lot of just mucking about here. Sorry. I probably could have cut more of this out, but for some reason I found it very important that you watch me go up these stairs. The thing with this part is, like, I forgot the order you're supposed to do things in, and I kept, like, noticing other stuff I could get. Yeah. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to pick those up in single player. I think this is a part that works better with the co-op. While I'm talking about Lego stuff that was really cool, and this is something that I mentioned in one of the Kim Possible videos. I briefly mentioned the Lego magazines. Well, they had Lego magazine and they had the Lego catalogs, and I got both when I was a kid, for a time. And but I really, really liked the catalogs. I spent a lot of time in like middle school looking at the Lego catalogs because and just fantasizing about buying like 80% of the sets in there. I didn't really care about like the Duplo shit because that was for babies. But the Star Wars stuff, the city stuff, I really wanted to have all the city sets. Like, I wanted to have my own Lego cityscape with the firehouse and the airport and the train station and all that shit. But it was never to be. The biggest and most expensive Lego set thing that I got as like a present for Christmas was my mom got me the Lego Mindstorms robot, which, if people don't know what that is, it was a robot made of Lego pieces, like, not standard Lego pieces, and it had, like, a thing in the center of it, and had, like, Wall-E eyes, and you would program it. And I built it. I did help build it. I built it together with my brother, but I understood dick ass about how the actual, like, programming it to do stuff worked, and without my asking, not that I'm mad about it or anything, but like I did not prompt him to do this, My older brother just did it. He just programmed the thing and got it going, and I used it a couple of times, but never really got the hang of how to actually do stuff with it, and so it just kind of collected dust for a while, and now I don't know where it is, and that's one of many things I'm sure other people can relate when you look back on stuff that you got or bought yourself as a present as a kid that you just like barely used, and now you kind of feel bad because it's like, well, what could I have gotten instead with that money that I like would actually have used and maybe even still had today? Which is something that I think about, well, probably like 15 times a week, just both in terms of things from the past and things from like relatively recently, down to individual transactions of like, you know, when you buy one too many of things and then it goes bad and so you don't use it and then you just feel like shit because you're wasting something. Or something like food, like, oh, I could have spent money on this food that I would have liked more instead of whatever bullshit I got. And then same thing with presents and stuff. At least for me. Also, like, computer parts and electronics and video games. Holy shit, I've bought most of them on sale and whatnot, but I have bought a lot of video games, especially on Steam, that I never played. Like, there are the ones that make me feel even stupider are the ones where I played them for like an hour the first time, and I was like, okay, that was alright, I'll, you know, get to it and play more of this sometime, and then I never played again. But then even worse than that are the ones where I just fully don't play, I don't even begin them, I don't take them out of the box. And I just feel like shit when I think about those, because it's like, a lot of them were my money, but some of them were other people's money, and I don't even have them anymore, and I don't know. It's easy to feel like shit about that sort of thing, but not really much you can do about it once it is done, you know. Once again, I really like watching the Lego boys walk and hop around in the 3 times speed. It's funny. I was taking a little not talking break there. Not much to say here. It's, you know, freeing the boys from the robots, and that's about it. Can take about 2 seconds if you don't take a million years to fuck with everything like I'm doing here. And here I make the same mistake twice with the downward lightsaber move. It sucks that you can't do the, like, forward slash move after double jumping. That would be really helpful. It would also completely defeat the purpose of the differences in the two things. But I kind of wish that you could, like, you know, that you didn't have to double jump in order to go straight down, and you didn't only go straight down when you double jump. That would be perfect for me. And these things love doing this. where they're like not actually on the ground and they keep like rolling and re-equipping and rolling again and never just staying there. I don't know what the deal is. I don't feel like that's ever happened to me before this playthrough. They usually just like come out and do it. I don't know what I'm saying. Other Lego things, good Lego things. I just want to get these out while I have them in my head. Lego Creator was this thing where you could design, it was like a program where you could design like in the computer, a 3D model of a Lego set that you want. Like you pick from a digital library of rendered Lego bricks, and you build your thing. It's usually like a car or some shit. And then you could pay for it, and you would have to pay like per brick, and then also pay like the shipping and the manufacturing and all that shit. So it was a lot of money, which is why I never did it. But I'm sad because for one thing, I never got the program to work because I just wanted to fuck around in the program. I didn't really care that much about actually making it a set, although that is sick, like making your own thing in Lego Creator. And of course, the promo page for Lego Creator had like all these crazy things that people made, where I like, how did you even get those bricks? Like, they're not even on the list of available bricks on my thing. And I don't know if they got into like the Lego VIP club or whatever, but they were on some other shit. And just in general, I really liked the Lego website back in the day. I'm really sad that they don't have the same layout that they did then, where you could make your own page. You would have like your own home page where you could basically take like different assets, like minifigures, Bionicles, words, whatever, and you can make like a little collage thing as your like landing page for your home page, and then you have all your stats. I don't remember all of the specifics, but it looked really cool. I liked messing with it, and it's just the kind of thing that you don't get in websites anymore, and I don't know why. Like, it's the same wistfulness and anger and sadness that I feel with something that I have talked about a lot, which is the old YouTube channel designs from like 2008, 2009 to like, I think 2011 is when they moved to. Obviously there have been changes since then, but the general like white background bullshit that they have now, where like the channel comments are hidden behind another thingy that you have to click, and like it didn't all happen at once, but just over time they got rid of everything I liked about the YouTube channel layouts. But 2008 to 2010ish, that was the golden age where you had the first of all, you could have your own background, so it wouldn't just be white dog shit, and a stupid ass fucking banner that like makes no sense and is impossible to like make look good on both desktop and mobile. But you can make your own thing, and then you'd have the video, and I just liked that everything that you could want was all on one page. You didn't have to click on another thing to do another page to see something. You had the video, you had a featured video, and you could read the description of the featured video under it, and then next to that you had a menu of either the playlist or the uploads, whatever they had as the main thing, and then you had the like sidebar with the channel description and channel info, and that's where cool people that I subscribed to would put like the projects they had going on. A lot of LPers that I followed at the time would put like their recording equipment information in there, which was helpful for an aspiring YouTubesman like myself at the time. And then you'd have the channel comments, and you could just refresh the channel comments without refreshing the page. And I remember that was back when the channel comments were like, that could be an actual place where people would talk. Obviously, it's not, like, an absolutely perfect thing. I mean, there was plenty of YouTube channel comment drama in my day, but, for one thing, I don't think that's an inherently bad thing, or you know, is a problem, like a design flaw, but yeah, it just, I don't know, it was just a lot better. I've talked about this a million times, anyone who knows me already knows this, but I just find it really annoying. I don't know why every website has to look like shit now, and be less interactive, less fun to be on. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm speeding this up because I started having way too much fun slashing all of these droids, and I forgot that you have to just kill the one that's calling them in to stop them from coming, and so I was just, like, shitting around on the bridge here. And I kind of wish I hadn't sped this up. I probably should and could have sped up or cut out a lot of the Theed Palace stuff and then left this stuff in, because, I mean, I would think that watching me slice and dice a bunch of droids is probably more interesting to watch than whatever I was doing in that level, but, I already made these editing decisions like 2 days ago, and I'm already 22 minutes into recording the commentary for it, so I'm not gonna change now. So I hope you can forgive me. Hopefully I'll be more, smart with that later on. And I did not know, I was yesterday years old when I found out that you can just deflect these things shots back at them and disable their shields. I thought you had to do the slam, the whatever you call it, the downward lightsaber move. I don't know what to call that, but that's it. I really like the set piece, by the way. I know it's just from the movie, but it looks really cool. Darth Maul, so people love Darth Maul. It's kind of like the pod racing thing that I mentioned last time, where it's like, even people who can agree that Phantom Menace sucks as a movie will be like, oh yeah, but you gotta admit, the Darth Maul is fucking awesome, and the lightsaber thing between them is fucking cool as shit. Even goes on for like 25 minutes. And like, I remember, spoilers for this movie, with Solo, A Star Wars Story. I know people were excited when he randomly showed up in that movie. And like the pod racing, and to a greater extent than the pod racing, I cannot say I have the same enthusiasm for him. I don't really know anything about him as a character. There's nothing, certainly nothing in the Phantom Menace to give me any reason to, like, care about him or, like, know who he is, or to know, like, I think that, but besides the, like, artificiality of it and the sort of lack of dramatic momentum to a lot of the lightsaber fights in the prequels, and the Darth Maul one in particular, for the vast majority of it, I think a lot of the reason that I find the end still pretty underwhelming, even though it's, you know, it can be, like, visually stimulating in some way, mostly comes from the fact that, from a character perspective, like, I am not interested in these people's fight. Like, it's the not a, I don't know, it's not a very interesting dynamic between them, because I don't know anything about them. And I mean, when I say I don't know anything about Darth Maul, I mean even by the standards of the Phantom Menace and the main characters like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan that are still pretty, I think, poorly written for the most part, but I at least can kind of, I get basically what kind of people they are and what role they play in things, but I don't know. And I'm sure that, like, more information about Darth Maul is given in some video game or a book or some shit, but fuck that. First of all, that's not the movie, so if I'm judging the movie and the use of him in the movie, it still sucks, and I still don't know anything about him. And also, I don't read. Books are stupid. No, but I'm not gonna read all the fucking Star Wars books, and most of those are non-canonical now. Non-canonical. It's from a Bob's Burgers episode, sorry. I need to stop doing references that are not too obscure, but, like, are references to lines from things that aren't famous. Like, they're just kind of random lines, so you can't really tell where they're from. I've been really shitting the bed on True Jedi, which is weird because I've spent both of these levels going out of my way to suck up as many stud boys as possible. That could very easily be taken out of context, me saying I'm sucking up stud boys. That's fine, people can think I mean what that sounds like. But yeah, I can't just engage with Star Wars as a Star Wars fan, because one thing, Star Wars isn't, like, you know, amazing, it's fun. Because I also like and care about movies as a medium, so I'm interested in them being good films as well, and I don't think that about The Phantom Menace. So I apologize. And with that, The Phantom Menace is over. We got the magical goodness orb, and we gave it to Shrek, and so now everything is good with the world, except later when it isn't. And yeah, skipping the credits roll at the end of every episode, and I believe they are the same in each one, but I don't actually know. But next week, we'll be doing Attack of the Clones, starting with Bounty Hunter Pursuit. See you then for that.